that is acceptable to me, Mr.
All
Chairman.
right, good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Senator Budd.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. And again, welcome, Mr. Driscoll. It's good to see you. You know, as a fellow North Carolinian, I know, and as you, someone who served in the Army, I know our hearts are broken with the recent flight, with the air crew, the Black Hawk. Having a family of Army aviation and Army aviators, my hearts are especially broken. You know, I want to congratulate you as a friend. It's been good to know you for several years. And this is a great role that you've been nominated to. And I'm proud to see someone born and raised in North Carolina, particularly Western North Carolina, to serve in this role. So many from the Army were serving there in days following recent Hurricane Helene. Mr. Driscoll, in your advanced policy questions, you identify recruiting as one of the most significant challenges facing the Army. So if confirmed, how would you recommend the Army fix this recruiting challenge?
Senator, I had mentioned to your colleagues a couple of things that the Army has done really well, as it seems from the outside.
Right.
The Future Soldier Training course at Fort Jackson, where I did basic training, that prepares soldiers to take their ASVAB test and get more prepared fitness from their fitness, get more fit before they go to basic training, has seemed to pay dividends. That type of thing, that type of innovation, I think could be spread farther around the country to continue to increase the pipeline of the population that is qualified. But more specifically, I think telling the story of the United States Army with its 250th anniversary coming up this summer is an incredible time through our JRTCs, through our communities across the country, to build up the pipeline of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors in high school who can join. This is the year to tell the story of the women and the men in uniform who have done amazing things on behalf of our country and who I think would say, like me, had their lives changed by this experience. So, Senator, I look forward to working with you and this committee have confirmed to make this year the Army's best recruiting year in history.
I look forward to that as well. Thank you. As you know, Special Operations Forces, and I think you spoke about this with some of my colleagues prior to me, but they're essential in responding to irregular warfare. North Carolina is home, and for the purpose of this morning, maybe we'll call it Fort Bragg. And Special Operations Forces, Special Operations are now playing a larger role in the cyber and the space domains. Yet the Army recently decided to cut a significant number of Army Special Operations Forces. So in your advanced policy questions, you state that Army Special Forces play a critical role in supporting the joint force and accomplishing the objectives of the National Defense Strategy. So do you believe that SOF is still relevant today?
Wholeheartedly, Senator. And just from my kind of qualitative experience, the special operators that I was fortunate enough to serve alongside of were some of the most incredible soldiers that I ever saw. They were innovation laboratories, testing out all sorts of new things, from new weapons to backpacks to whatever it was. And a lot of the lessons that they learned, even if it wasn't formal, trickled down to the larger force. And so, Senator, I think unequivocally on a go-forward basis, they are a crucial force multiplier for our Army.
Well, thank you. In my recent visits there to Fort Liberty, Fort Bragg, I have seen the same thing continuing today, and I know you'll see that very soon if confirmed. As you work to address recruiting more broadly, what strategies will you pursue to increase the pool of recruits so that they're eligible and have qualifications to serve in Army Special Operations Forces positions?
Senator, my understanding, which I had covered with one of your colleagues, was one of the problems with what we've done by digitizing medical records is accidentally we have taken people who have broken arms but have been an ultramarathoner or who have had an inhaler prescribed when they were 13 in a day. These were the types of things that for 249 years, or 244 of those years, just would have never come up. Either you wouldn't have remembered to put it down or your recruiter would have told you it wasn't relevant. And right now it is blocking a lot of possible soldiers who I believe would be incredible future soldiers. And so I think taking a deep dive on the incentive structure for how we do waivers and maybe working with this committee to look back at, should some of these things, should flat feet still be preventative of joining? I don't have an opinion on the matter, but I think it's worth a fresh look.
Thank you. And again, I appreciate your willingness to serve our country, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much, Mr. Driscoll. Before I recognize Senator Hirono, I want to make sure I get this straight. As a Mississippi